Talk About It With Franjez. He's a recording artist from Westchester County. Today's guest is Jonny Parks.
What's goody, y'all? What's goody, y'all? Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We're going to get into it.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yes,
for coming through.
Yes, sir, of course.
Please introduce who you brought with you today.
Yes, so I brought the one and only. We got Dos Stackos to my right. This is my brother.
What's going on, y'all?
Yes, sir. He does all my visuals, album covers, music videos, anything about a show. It's this guy right here. This is the eye right here. I'm the ear. That's us.
Nice. Welcome.
Yes.
And returning guests, we have Cash Star Genesis, Master Lou, JRGretzky, and
what's going on?
Cash Star Chris.
What's good?
Hello, how's it going?
Welcome
Thanks for having
back.
us.
Welcome
Glad to
back,
be here,
guys.
and it's dope to see Jonny Parks and
Hell yeah,
and,
y'all doing
it's
your
dope to meet
thing.
him.
No, y'all
Yeah.
too, for real.
Thank you.
Let's talk about how you guys know each other.
Yeah, we met at the Authentic Aspirations event by Kendall Joshua. Shout out Kendall Joshua. Put us onto our first show and invited us out to the exhibit for music and fashion and art. Really
pretty
dope.
cool.
Yeah, really dope.
It's dope to be able to network with artists at a place
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Provided us
Networking is
my
very
space.
important.
Yeah.
That's a fact. We were DJing at that show.
Yeah.
My bro and I, and then they were performing. And so, we just obviously just made that connection.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's dope how music connects people, bro. It's a big world when it comes to music, but sometimes it feels like
It makes it kind of
one.
smaller.
It makes it
Yeah.
a small one.
That's a fact.
Bridges the
You
gaps.
know what I mean?
in a
Yeah.
way.
Nice.
Like,
Let's start from the beginning.
He's from
and get to
Westchester, you know what I'm saying? We're from Westchester,
Westchester
like, you know what I'm
love.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
that was a crazy.
Yeah,
that's dope. I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
Ain't gonna lie, I was surprised.
I like that. So let's get to know Jonny
Yes.
Parks. Where were you born?
I was born in Westchester, New York, White Plains Hospital. Yeah,
And let's tell us a little bit about your childhood.
my childhood. So, I would say I was, like a shy kid, like just to myself, and I still am. That's kind of just what makes me me. Just it's part of my artistry. But yeah, to myself, I started getting into music. I would say maybe as early as 7 or 8 when I got my first harmonica, and I kept that shit with me all the time. So I had that, and then years later, I really wanted to start playing keyboard. So I'll go up to my homie's crib and just play the boards and just mess around with sounds.
What age was the keyboard?
I would say maybe 12, 13.
All right.
Yeah, I never got a keyboard. I got one way later, but that's the start of me discovering just sounds and music.
What music was played in the house as a kid?
At the crib, we had old soul, so Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Shaka Khan, and then we had the current R&B joints at the time. So Usher, I don't know, Boyz II Men, 112, all of that was coming from my sister, and then the old soul joints was coming from my mom and my dad. So it was
Nice.
a mixture of both, and that kind of cultivated to who I am today. My sound.
Nice. And what was the first piece of music you either downloaded or purchased yourself that was yours?
The very first album that I bought, I believe was it was two. It was Usher 8701 and Michael Jackson Off the Wall. Yeah. And then after that, I remember buying Collision Course by Jay-Z and Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That was a
That
good
was
one.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So those are my albums.
That's a dope album.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah, Linkin Park's really dope.
Linkin Park is dope.
Also, that was my first. I believe Linkin Park. In the end, that single was my first.
That was a big one. That was a big song.
Yeah.
That was a big
Yeah,
album.
just to put me on.
the Numb/Encore.
Yep.
one?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Good ass
Yeah.
song.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Chester Bennington. You
Yeah,
know?
for real.
Yeah,
for real.
for
R.I.P.
real.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Chester.
Shit, my
For
first
real,
album
for
I
real.
bought was Cameron's third album, Come Home With Me.
Mhm.
Nice.
Classic.
I had
Uh,
that shit in my CD player. That was it.
Classic.
And how did you guys meet?
Funny story. So we met in we met like in like what in like
Eighth grade,
eighth grade. We was cool with each other, but we wasn't like really cool.
like 05.
05, yeah, 05,
Yeah.
like 06 next year when we was in ninth grade in high school. That's when we had a connection. We had math class and we just started like bouncing off like music, interests and all that, and like movies and all that.
It was in ninth grade. I remember Games dropped 300 bars and running,
Yeah.
like the diss
Ah,
track, and I
yeah.
had it on my MP3, and I was like, "Yo, would you hear this shit? Yeah, this shit crazy." And because there was no social media, so it was like, "Yo, I saw him in person, and then we just sharing tracks with each other, and it's kind of how we started. So it started with music,
Yeah.
ironically, and then
Yeah.
just kind of snowballed since then. So
Yeah,
Nice. I like that.
Yep.
And how about your household? What was the music like during your childhood?
Shit, it was a combination of everything. I would say it's pretty much the same. My mom like 70s, 80s, like R&B, soul, Motown, a lot of church music, gospel. My sister, she's a little older than me, so she was like the Fugees. She was growing up in the 90s, so that was like her era. So anything she was listening to, I would listen to. So even in like ninth grade, like a lot of my friends would listen to like that bullshit on the radio. I was like, nah, I'm not. So she was like Wu-Tang, Nas, Jay-Z. So that was what I was listening to, and I was like, oh, this is like what's cool. So I would play music, and my friends were like, why you listen to that old shit? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think it's
what
cool to
it
me.
is.
So yeah,
Yep.
Siblings have a great effect on your music taste. They put you
That's a
on,
fact.
Yeah.
and if you're an older sibling, then you put them on, stuff like that. I'm a younger sibling, so my sister, she really put me on to a lot of the music that she was playing, like on the TV and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's why I always
Yeah.
ask. It's a big influence because you're a child. You're just a sponge. You're taking everything
Yeah.
in from your parents,
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah, I was gonna say that parents too. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I definitely got a heavy influence on my music from my parents. Like,
Mhm.
all I was listening to was like old rock and stuff like that. Like, so I grew up and I was listening to that type of music, and I never really got the ear for like rap and stuff like that until I was older, like in middle school with all my friends and stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah,
and,
when-
and like for me, thankfully too, like my dad's Italian, so like
Hey.
he was, he likes Pink Floyd and
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. So I had like the combination of every type of music like all around me. So it was just pretty dope. Yeah.
Nice. And when did you start recording music, writing music? What was that introduction like?
So that was for me. It started, pretty late. I started really getting into guitar when I was in 11th grade, just as like an elective class that I took. I didn't really think much of it. I started playing like Kanye West on the guitar, just in class by myself. And then after that, like I bought a guitar. Well, my parents bought me a guitar right after that, and I really got into it. So I was like 16, 17. And I was practicing for like 5 years before I actually started recording myself, like singing and playing guitar. And this was like maybe 2014-ish, 2013, 2014.
I would say 2012. 'cause
2012, yeah.
I remember being like in New Hampshire, like
Yeah.
or coming back or whatever. And I remember like you sent like a voice note
Mhm.
or some shit like that. It was like a choppy. I was this nigga singing like
Yeah.
what? Because he was in college. He was like he went away to school, so
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him for like a couple months and. I didn't know. I knew he was still doing music, but I was like, you're like singing to
Singing,
sing
yeah.
with the, because it's
Yeah.
like you gotta learn how to play, and that can take time to just play. Singing and playing is like,
It's a different, it's like,
Yeah.
what is it, like rubbing your head, patting your belly, something like that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of concentration. So like I just spent hours in a practice room when I got to school upstate and just was practicing, singing songs and recording myself. And it was send it to bro, send it, and then it wasn't until after like maybe like a few songs after I sent him, then I sent it to my parents. I'm like, all right, I think it's time to like send these joints to my parents, and they heard it, and they were like, yo, what? They were surprised because they just thought I could play guitar, and I'm like, Nah, I like singing
That's
too.
dope. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
impressive.
Support.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Nice. So then what was the next step? You send it to him. You got some feedback.
Yeah.
What's next?
It was honestly like just kind of like that was it. Because he was in school, so it was like, well, all right. And then, again, it was just texting. There was no, like, posting and like all that shit wasn't even a thing.
Right.
So, like, it was when he came back and he started, like, he was like, yo, I'm doing, like, a little, like, a tape, like, a little, like, EP. And it was just acoustic recordings. I was like, all right, like, this is dope. And then it was called Room 327.
Yeah.
And it was named after his dorm room.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's pretty dope. And I think I shot the cover.
Yeah.
And that was my first cover that we
Uh-huh.
did for him. And, yeah, that was kind of sad. So it was like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, 2014.
So,
yeah.
Damn, almost 10 years
Decade.
ago.
Yeah. And like I call the room 327. Like he just says, my dorm room. But yeah, that's where like I wrote all the songs. Like I wrote all the songs in that dorm. It was like a collection of 8 songs. And they're all very conceptual. That's just, you know, I'm a conceptual person, conceptual artist. And yeah, like I wrote those songs, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm gonna record these songs. Like right when I get home, on my break, I'm gonna record them. And when I was up there, upstate, I was calling around, like checking, like who can I go to? Like I need to go. I need to find a studio. I need to connect with an engineer, with a producer, blah blah blah. So I was upstate, 8 hours away, calling back home to find out where I can go. Anywhere in Westchester, and unfortunately, I found my current engineer, Rich Fab. I still work with him to this day. But yeah, I was on go mode as soon as I had my songs written. It didn't matter if I had a background music. I'm like, just me and my guitar. That's all I need.
So that's all it was.
It's just me and my guitar. 8 songs.
That's amazing.
Yeah, all originals.
Could I ask how like how has your process of recording music evolved over like this long period of like what do you recognize from like do you recognize anything that you still do that you started with or
yeah so
tell us how you started.
I started, so
was it like 2 microphones, one on the guitar, one on your vocals?
So for that particular album, it was a quote unquote live album, so I was playing and singing at the same time, so I wasn't like overdubbing my guitar under my vocals. It was all playing, singing at the same time.
So how's that one microphone?
Yeah, it's one
both?
microphone. Yeah. So it's one microphone close to the sound hole of the guitar, and then just one vocal mic.
Got it.
And that was pretty much it. That was the setup for that. But as far as like composing my songs, like what I started with and what I still do today, I'll start playing. I'll compose my songs on the guitar, and I'll do like very basic production, just laying out the chords, whatever notes. If I want to, like, I don't know, do a bridge section, a solo section, I'll just lay that out on my guitar and record a demo, just like how I used to do it back when I was in college.
So to answer his question, it's the same way you do it?
Yeah, how I compose the songs.
Same exact way, the way you record it and everything?
Yeah, well, I'll compose it with the guitar, and then if I want additional production, which of course I'm always going to want, I'll either do it myself, like on my MPC, my drum machine, or I'll have musicians play that are really close friends of mine that I could just hit up, and they'll hop in the studio with me.
Well,
Nice.
that's something that I've noticed from the outside, that is what's evolved. Like from the first tape you did, like you didn't have knowledge of using an MPC.
Right.
You didn't have like that network of different musicians to work with. So maybe the recording process, the physical, practical side of it has changed, but like the recording process is bigger than just like what you do on your own. You know what I mean? It's like everything else combined with it. So yeah, I think it's evolved and stayed consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
cool.
it's cool to think about. Like I listened to your story, and like I'm not gonna lie, y'all were at a completely different time than us, and I'm not gonna lie, I see a lot of similarities to like how y'all came together to how we started coming together, and that's like truly
only, like,
how you start a real brotherhood, like for real. Like I can tell y'all are really close, like y'all are like hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all fight crime back to back type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not technically. No, I appreciate that. And like my background's arts. Like I was painting, drawing. I went to school for that. So
word. Yeah.
My trajectory of like how I evolved as an artist and everything, I feel like is parallel to him. Like we both like started. I started a little earlier, but like, you know, like just everything, like from him trying to get shows and stuff like that, me trying to get into a gallery, trying to sell work, him trying to, you know, make money off like streaming and stuff like that. It's like one and the same. So
it's like there's a real way to infuse that type of creativity into something like music.
Yeah, exactly.
And visual arts and, you know, music, they're all it's
hand in hand.
It's like basketball and
art.
baseball.
It's literally art is art where we're tapping into the same like child in us, where we can let loose, get lost in what we love doing. So I see it as very similar.
Yeah, exactly. And those really be like the best friendships when like you find that piece that you're missing and it's like one of your boys that you used to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how me and Lou met. Yeah, like when I was first starting to rap, I was rapping over YouTube beats,
3 or 4 years ago.
I found out that he was a producer, and then that's when he got in touch with me because he's a videographer, and you know everything just got pieced together, you know, and those are the best friendships, really. Like when y'all are able to like work together and like produce something amazing.
And then at the end of the day, just have a one-on-one with each other. I'm sure you guys can relate. Just talking about anything else about music, just about personal life, you know, just shit that you're going through.
Less professional.
That's a brotherhood and. Always go back to work when it's time to work.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, this is always my boy, and
even before like music and art, like before that even started. So that's what helped too. Like
just being there for each other as well. Yeah,
that's a fact.
I agree.
Who are you guys' top 5 favorite artists?
Man,
that's a
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. Any
thinking?
genre.
Okay.
What you thinking?
Kanye West.
Okay.
Pink Floyd. Currency.
Shout out Spitter.
4. Let's say Sade. And then number 5. Like 5 is harder than 1. No, but this is not a ranking, you know. It's just like out of order. So you know, but my favorites. I'm not even looking at my phone, so this is off the top. Damn, 5? I'm gonna say Wu-Tang.
All right.
I
like that. Keep circling back to rap. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say
John Mayer, honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Okay.
I got every album.
I'm gonna say Ye. I'm gonna say the Beatles.
Hard.
I'm gonna say Amy Winehouse.
Damn, never heard that one on this show.
You know, she's my favorite singer of all time. I want to say Pac. And from how it's looking right now, I may have to throw in K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar.
Because of how it's looking right now.
Well, no, just where he started. To what he just released today and what he's putting out today.
Squabble up.
Exponential, crazy rise, generational rise from Kendrick Lamar.
That's the way to put it.
He's probably swimming in money right now.
He's definitely
he's
good.
He's chilling.
He is definitely good.
So it's definitely an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
What's your writing process? Outside of the guitars and now you do all the beats and everything.
Do you also
lyrics?
Do you also write your music like like annotating it in like sheet music and stuff like that?
Yeah. So with that, so like I'm a writer. Like I went to school for that. So like I write. Like so I have like 5 notebooks. I write all my lyrics in there, like thoughts, like just go in there and they form into songs, or I'll just like write a poem. They'll be in there.
Filling up a notebook is a good feeling.
It really is. And it's just more like I'll put my final draft of the song in my phone. That's what I do. That's like.
But your sketching is.
But my sketch has to be like on paper where I.
You can feel it.
Go back, You
feel the, you know what I'm saying? You can feel the words being printed on the paper.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
So what do you do beat wise when you're writing? You're listening to the beat, or is it all thoughts?
Either or, like, like I said, it goes back to sometimes like I'll have the song composed on my guitar and then I'll build the beat around the chords. And then I'll continue to finish to write the song, or sometimes I'll just have the song written already, and then I'll do the production very last. Other times, like, I'll make a beat. I don't plan to sing on it. I don't plan to rap on it, whatever. But then I'll just take it for myself and make something of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about painting? What's your painting process? You come up with like a picture in your mind and then do it?
Yeah, so most of the time I already have the painting kind of done in my head,
My man.
like of how I envision it looking. And then it really depends. Like, I mean, I would say like finding a reference, finding something, some sort of imagery, whether it's a book or a movie or something like that. And then I'll like take like that reference and kind of just manipulate it to like my own piece, or combine multiple references together. But I would say like the inspiration for the process comes from like anything, like from him, music, or some sort of experience, or just something I'm feeling. So yes, it's pretty loose, but I also have like technical things I got to do. So
do you see like the similarities in the process between painting and music when you guys are like looking at each other's arts and stuff like that? Do you see how?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much, pretty parallel. I've never actually seen his writing process. Like when he's writing, I'm not there.
It's
like
top
at
secret.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like when he's writing lyrics and when he's.
I don't bring my notebooks out the crib.
Yeah, I've
like
never
a hard drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never just been over his crib when he's doing this. So,
Yeah.
but I've been in the studio like when he's like recording and everything like that. So I kind of get a little interest into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty. He's locked in.
Painting. Do you see painting as like a sort of spiritual experience at points, or do you?
Yeah, I would say getting into art, which is something like to kind of like get away from like my environment and just like kind of what I was dealing with, and it just really helped a lot, like just as a mental break, and still is. Like when I just want to decompress. I've like done paintings for like like 7 hours straight, just like sitting there just painting and not even looking at my phone, and just got music playing. So yeah,
that's dope.
Cash Star, do you guys all write together like in the studio while you're playing and making
most
beats?
of the time. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I like to write a lot, or I mean, just case by
Separately, or-
case. No, I mean usually it's like
It's a bit of like
it
a half and half
depends.
process.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
we're usually all in the same room, and
most of the time.
Lou will be working on a beat, and like, sometimes I'll come up with some lyrics just by like the drums. So I'll do the drums first, just on like FL.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
dope.
What is synchronized? You know what I'm saying? Like the three.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah, and then
computer,
usually
you know what I'm saying?
a lot of the time Chris will write, and as we're doing everything, so by the time he's done with the beat, it's like, all right, bet, let's record.
Yeah.
So just get on that.
Sick.
Literally,
we
that's
try
how
to just
y'all
time
gotta
it up.
order. Y'all gotta y'all sync. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
up.
JR and me have
Exactly.
our
So
have our
I see
separate
so many similarities in the
Yeah,
way
facts.
we both
like
work
JR
and everything.
JR and me have our separate like talents. Like I would say definitely JR's more than capable of listening to a beat first thing, coming up with something already. Like literally it's just like his talent, and then my talent more is like taking my time with him writing, and then it'll come out to be like the same, we really like go hand in hand together on a song pretty much. Like I feel like both together sound good, both separate, what I'm saying, sounds the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we both make the same type of music, and it's all like comes together and sounds really good.
I got a question for you, Johnny. How do you feel about a lot of the new music that you see that's coming out of like New York and a lot of other in the United States? There's like a whole new wave going down, like where it's very digital, very like almost party oriented. I feel.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask. Like,
That's a good
something
question
similar.
because your guitar and
Right,
you
like
know,
I come from music. Yeah,
and I want to ask also if you can answer both at the same time. Use acoustic or electric?
both.
My
Yeah,
man.
I started out with acoustic. I purposely halted.
One in each hand.
I wanted to learn on acoustic for like a couple years, and then I got an electric guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So his original question.
yeah. So going back to like I guess my thoughts on the current state. Music, it's always going to evolve. It's always evolving. It's cool right now. I think What I don't favor is just people not being original.
Yeah.
Just
I understand that.
and being like fully creative. Because if you're an artist, you gotta live up to that, and just in first of all, stay true to yourself, stay true to who you are, and put that into music form or
Yeah.
painting form or art form. Put yourself into it. Catching a wave is cool, but just at the end of the day, you're an artist. That's what makes you unique. So as long as like there is creative art, creative artists, I'm good with music how it is. And I believe today there are, you know, creative artists that actually put their selves into the music, that puts their beliefs, message in the music. As long as that's there, that's cool. And then you're always gonna have, like, you know, the stuff that's just
It's very oversaturated.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
oversaturated, low vibrational. That's always gonna be there.
I know what
But
you mean.
you know,
Yeah.
music is it's chilling right now, I
Go-
think.
Yeah, I agree. Going with that question, like I was literally gonna ask you, like, do you have any like idea of maybe in the future, maybe you would want to switch up your genre, like maybe it's not just keeping it towards that acoustic or electric guitar stuff. Maybe you hop on like a beat or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, my evolution of music is just, it's been, my first album is, you know, guitar acoustic. That's technically folk music at the end of the day. When I was just playing like jazzy chords, so I started out with that. Then I started doing, you know, more jazzy kind of poppy stuff. Then I moved on to, like, you know, straight R&B, then techno R&B. So it was wherever my heart goes.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
How did those, I guess, sort of genres or you know, like types of music that you're doing at that time, how were those influenced by the period of time that you were, you know what I'm saying, like in the period of time that you personally were in your personal growth and you know what I'm saying, in your experiences, like
That's
when
a
you were
good
making
question.
this R&B, these R&B musics, were you like, you know, were you in love? Were you
Talk about it.
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it with,
I
hey,
mean-
talk about it with Franjez.
I mean,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like when you were making that
Or give us
sorry,
like an example of
37
327.
327. Like in your formative year, that was your first year of college, right? Correct? Or was that your?
That was my first year away. So I went to
First year away?
community college at
Mhm.
first, but that was my first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that, man. Like I made my first album, my first year away in college too. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's
what I'm
where the
saying?
stories
It's a
come from,
formative.
yeah.
It's a very formative year. So
But
yeah, I was
like during that time when I was like
It was heartbreak.
writing,
It was heartbreak.
heartbreak
rain is pouring.
or just more so not. Because again, like I come from like putting my head down, working, and just staying to myself.
Mhm.
So it was maybe more so not finding someone that can understand me and understand, like, you know, and speak my language. Just because, again, back then it was 10 years ago, but like I was different. I was more reserved, and today I still am a little reserved, but
Yeah.
I was a different person, and that. You can hear it in the music. Like my voice is quieter. I'm playing really soft, and that's me in the music, in the artistry.
Yeah, almost like it's cocooning, almost like you're
Yeah,
breaking out of the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that.
Cocooning, my man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the new EP you just dropped.
Yeah,
about
and
it.
then there were diamonds. Yeah.
Yes.
So, the cover art's fire, by the way. That's by my
My
bro.
man.
That's the first thing that thought in my head.
That's
Sir,
it.
sir.
Yeah.
Wait, what's it called?
And then there were diamonds.
And then there were.
Then
And then there were
diamonds.
diamonds. Like, and
Ooh.
then there was X with DMX. Mine is, and then there were diamonds.
That's hard.
What-
And the
what's
music video
meaning?
too.
What do you use to shoot? You know, what did
Um,
you shoot that cover with?
So I have a Lumix GH5. Well, we have a Lumix GH5.
Yeah.
So
Hard.
pretty
Shared
solid
custody.
camera.
Shared custody.
Yeah, we both
Yeah,
invested in it.
we-
So
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you know,
And
yeah.
again,
Shit,
fair.
well, I only really use it for his music.
Yeah, that's
videos.
fair.
I don't use it for anything else. Like sometimes I'll go out and take photos, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I'm, you know,
It is like a we. It is like a we thing when it's like
Yeah.
a movement. Like everything is like
Yeah.
we. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, bro.
I know
That's
what you mean.
that's the artistry, brotherly love.
Yeah, we share a mic and an interface.
Yeah. We share a lot.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
Easier fucking
Enough
chipping
said.
in than buying it yourself. You know?
Absolutely.
You gotta do it the way you gotta do it.
Share a sandwich too.
Sometimes you only need half.
Yeah,
you know?
really.
That's great to have a whole wedge.
Facts.
Yeah.
Do you guys call it wedge or hero or what?
Wedge.
Wedge?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with the wedge sandwich.
Wedge. You just said sandwich.
Sandwich. And shit.
Small bread, big bread.
Sandwich is a sandwich. Bagels.
Nah, I messed around and got like the wrong size. I said hero, and it was mad big, and I was like, nah, I wanted a wedge. I thought like.
Can I ask what your favorite foods are?
My favorite food is mad basic pizza.
Pizza.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
but
it's fire, though.
like gourmet pizza. Like I just don't like
Yeah. Well, are you like
Yeah.
Brick
sorry.
oven.
Are you like
Yeah, like
you
with
want
the
your
basil
you
on
want
top.
you want your crust to be mad? I mean, not your crust, your fucking pizza to be mad crunchy. And or I'm with that. That's
Crunch
just
is the
you know,
best
I
way.
like,
I'm with the
like
crunch and,
lasagna
like-
pizza,
You need some
like
crunch.
ziti pizza. Like I like gourmet pizza.
that's
Yeah.
yeah
I don't
gourmet
know.
pizza.
That's just me.
I would say for me,
Cheese. I'm just a normal slice guy.
spaghetti, spaghetti bolognese, or
Italian.
shit, yeah,
Something
or
Yeah, there
Italian.
you
Something
go.
Italian.
shit, yeah, or good burger.
Yeah.
I
Good
cook-
burger.
I cook pretty good too, so I just made
Good
that the other
burger,
day
man.
actually, and then
Good burger, heat the soul.
chicken tikka masala too on the low. Goes
Luke keeps the
crazy.
burger naked though.
Yeah, literally
There's
just
nothing on it.
bun.
No cheese.
Nah,
Nah,
come on.
yeah, that's what I'm
Come
saying.
on.
That's ours, bro.
Yeah, or some bacon,
What?
a little bit of.
I hooked mine up. I
That sounds
put
dry.
Tomato.
Nah, bro, you gotta get the real deal.
Flavor that
I
up.
put the Worcester sauce, onions, peppers, let it sit, marinate.
Yeah.
Man.
Sometimes you get a
Bread.
little. Sometimes you get a little adventurous.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it. I like to keep
That's
it.
not adventurous.
I
That's
like
standard. I
I
want
like
the
to keep it
restaurant
simple.
quality.
I like to keep it simple.
You're not into sauces in general, or is it just
Nah, I
on
like
burgers?
some A1 sauce. Not in my burger, but you know what I'm saying. Just
Try it on.
That's-
Try it on
You're not a
burger.
ketchup-
Throw that shit
ketchup
on.
guy?
So what do you do when you go to a restaurant? You get a burger. You say nothing.
just plain burger.
Just
And then they hit
plain
me.
burger,
You're
just-
plain burger, and they're like, all right. And sometimes they'll hit me with just, you know what I'm saying.
Really? Like
They
that?
hit me with
Crap,
nothing,
bro.
or they'll hit me with the
Hate
tomatoes and the lettuce. I'm just like,
Nah,
move it on the
that's-
side.
Yeah,
That's
word.
wild.
They do that at a diner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the
Deluxe.
diner, they're like,
Yeah, Deluxe
they're
comes with
the
everything.
diner,
Tomato, lettuce, onions, fries.
That's
Yeah.
different. I knew somebody.
Coleslaw.
I knew somebody in school used to eat burgers upside down. That was different.
That's a fact.
That's a.
What do you mean? Like
That's
they
an
picked it up
illness.
regular and then
Oh,
they
shit.
flipped
They
it?
ate it upside down, but
Mental
they were
illness.
like, it keeps all the toppings from falling out. I
Patient
was like,
zero.
I heard that it was
kinda
supposed
see the
to,
point.
like the top bun soaks in more than the bottom one. That's what I heard.
There's a science to it, I guess. You know,
Like,
like,
a
I don't
juicy
know.
burger, you know, is going to leak
Yeah.
leak a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right about
These
that.
are good theories. I
Do
never,
you,
never
right.
heard this.
You're right. You got a point.
True. I was say, do you cook a lot?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Oh,
I
I mean, yeah.
I make like I'm a pescatarian. So
Oh,
like
really?
I only eat,
You're
so I only
pescatarian.
eat fish. I don't eat any other.
He only
try
eats
a fish
salmon.
burger?
He's saying
Nah.
fish like he cooks
Fish.
like swordfish.
So I
and
make
lobster.
Do you
salmon.
get the fish-
I do make swordfish.
Do you get the
I make
fish yourself?
cod.
Like,
Yeah. Well, not I don't fish
Oh,
fish.
word.
You should. Why not?
I,
Shit.
yeah,
in Westchester, why not?
eventually, yeah,
Go to
eventually.
Sawmills right there.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Radioactive fish.
Radioactive.
Nah, bro.
Up
Change
the
that
Sawmill
DNA
River.
shit.
Get that Indian
On the
point
Hudson.
fish.
Nah,
Get that fish from the Hudson.
nah, that shit will
Yeah,
turn me into some shit. I don't know.
What's the meaning behind the album title?
The album title, and then there were diamonds. Just and then there were diamonds. Well, not my first EP, but I'll say my first production-wise EP that I handled. Majority of myself was called Waves. That was a couple years ago, and then the next one, and then there were diamonds. Diamonds,
Oh,
I
I
just
see.
felt, just this diamonds. So I like to say, you're a diamond in the rough. You
Yeah.
know, you're someone that you do your work, but maybe you haven't just been discovered by just people, just listeners.
Yeah.
So that definitely played a part in it. I have a song called "Diamond in the Dark," which has a couple meanings.
Talk about them.
Yeah, so all right, so "Diamond in the Dark." That's the title track of the album. Really, it's a love song. It's an Afrobeat type vibe. mixed with an R&B vibe.
You can't appreciate a diamond in the dark.
That's a fact.
Damn,
that's a
that's
fact.
deep.
So
That's
it's
deep.
about.
You got me thinking.
Appreciate
Yeah,
Diamond in the dark, man.
it's got a couple meanings. So first of all, it's obviously like about, it's about your woman, it's about your lady, the diamond in the dark. The diamond, the diamond is her jewel. That's the diamond in the dark. And then just like not seeing you shine, and then you out here, you know. I like mixing this, different
like
mixes,
that.
but it all comes together.
Nah, yeah, I get what you were meaning by like the EP, like low key. You could also think about it in the way of like, and then there were diamonds talking about like your career and like what direction you're going in, and then there were diamonds like now you about to get all this money from blowing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
It's your time now.
All the
You know what I'm
diamonds.
saying? You make it your time now.
Just realizing who you are,
Yeah.
as more than an artist, but just as a person. Just
And
standing
like the
up for yourself.
manifestation. Like,
And every diamond's
when the
different.
EP drops,
That's a
and then
fact.
there were
Every
diamonds.
diamond's
Like,
different.
There
I
you
feel
go. And then there was X, and then there were diamonds.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah.
What religion do you practice as a child?
Baptism was more, Christianity. Baptism was more like, prevalent where I'm from. My mother in particular, she's a Jehovah's Witness. So, that was always in my household. But, I'd say I'm more spiritual than directly religious. But I did practice Christianity studies.
You too?
Shit, I got a combination. I feel
Yeah,
like
right,
I went to
right.
Catholic school for 2 years when I was like really young. My mom's like, Christian, same deal. And then my sister converted to Islam through marriage.
Oh, wow.
So it was like I got like it's like I keep getting combinations of like everything between
Yeah.
music, religion,
You can get-
my parents being, completely different opposites, black and white.
cool.
So yeah, that was just kind of like growing up, and
blessing.
seeing similarities between all of them too.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
really understood like Islam a lot more and the culture and everything, and then just understanding like Southern Baptism. And that shit.
Yep.
Get your ass going.
Does it?
Yeah.
Do you see it affecting like how your music or your photography is? Like, what you see? Does it directly correlate to some sort of, I guess, higher
Ideology of religion.
higher?
I would say for me in my art, like I definitely incorporate, sometimes like religious elements.
Yeah.
Just to, add like a
That's true.
narrative, but
It's not really a huge part.
yeah,
of
it's
like
not
that,
it's not like a focus, like
Yeah.
like I've done like a cross like on a painting or something
Mhm.
like that. But I do like to reinterpret like classical like paintings like over like religious ones and like
Mhm.
put black people or brown people in it instead of like white people, so it adds a different perspective to it. So that's kind of like where it is.
What about you?
And-
Who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. So I'm gonna take it not even to like a materialistic kind of answer. I'm gonna take it to a personal type of answer. Successful as a person and growth wise, I'm gonna say probably my pops. Just knowing where he came from, the life that he lived, and just seeing, he's no longer with us. He's no longer with me. But just knowing where he came from the Bronx, Melrose. That's not a great area. He didn't have the best upbringing. He lived a life of crime, and he turned all that around. And he was there for me my whole life up until he passed. So, as a man, as a growth, that's successful to me. So I'm gonna say my pops.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, I would say my mentor. He passed away as well, like actually a month after his pops passed away. So, and just like it wouldn't be, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be, where I'm at. So, just meeting him and then our bond just getting closer and just growing beyond just a mentorship. Just like seeing him as like a brother and a best friend. And I actually like after we started like working with each other, we found out we had the same birthday.
Wow.
So I was like, it was meant for us, you know, meet and
crazy.
and do everything. So just bonding and just everything like art and pushing me when I didn't believe in myself, and he came, from Queens, East Elmhurst, same kind of like upbringing and turned it around, and he was like the smartest person I ever met. So he was in Columbia University, and it was just like he had two sides, it was kind of like that. Way of like communicating and that knowledge, the book knowledge, but then he also had the street knowledge. So it was like that combination is like, is deadly. So yeah, I think about him all the time.
My condolences to your father and your mentor.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. What did you want to be when you grew up as a kid?
The first thing I remember, besides like the usual astronaut when you're in elementary school, I actually wanted to do what my bro was doing. I wanted to be a music video director. Like that was like the first thing that I remember wanting to be. Just because I just liked holding the camera, and kind of that was just I always liked film, movies, shows. So that was kind of like, I know that was short form, but I also had the interest in music. So put two and two together, and that's the first thing I remember I wanted to be.
Do you still do some directing when it comes to the music videos? Like you have a vision for what you see in the song when you make it?
Basic vision, but a lot of the vision comes from those. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You still use the same engineer?
Yeah, since I first started. Yeah, Rich Fab. Shout out
Locked
Rich Fab.
Locked in.
Shout out Frequency Recording. Yeah.
Nice.
Right in White Plains too.
Right in White Plains. Yeah. Like
Nice.
5 minutes away from where I live. So,
That's perfect.
so that's even better. So he knows like my sound, what I go for. I don't even have to tell him.
And the production's all you, right?
For the majority, yeah. Most part, the production is on me.
So-
unless he definitely gives me ideas. Like, of course he does.
Yeah.
And he takes my production to the next level with his mixing.
Yeah.
So he's definitely essential to my sound. Yeah.
So, have you been using any like digital audio workstations like FL Studio, Pro Tools, all that stuff?
Pro
any-
Tools.
any-
Yeah, like I'll
Is it mostly recording?
Yeah,
instead of,
yeah.
Like,
So like I'll do
laying
my
down
music. Yeah.
electronic?
Yeah. So I'll do my music on the MPC, and I'll port it into Pro Tools, and then arrange
dope.
the track
Yeah.
there how I want to sing on it,
Yeah.
and then I'll send it to my engineer.
Yeah, do you find that process like I was gonna say, I don't know if crucial is the right word, but like for your sound, do you find that like if you did it a different way, or have you done it a different way before and you didn't have the same,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like the same
Yeah.
sound, the same vibe that
Mhm.
you're
Yeah. So
going for from your soul?
after it was just me and my guitar, and then I wanted to start adding in more like sounds, I would sit with my engineer, and then he would be like, yo, like this is a good keyboard player, this is a
Mhm.
good bass player, and then we would go in the studio session after session, whether it be on different days, and work with that musician, laying down the bass part, or laying down the keys part,
Yeah.
or laying down the saxophone part. That was helping me cultivate like my ear,
Mhm.
and like just learning what parts fit where, and if there's a bridge part, this is what you do. You don't add too much sounds to it, or for the verse part, maybe you want to strip some of the sounds away. So a lot of that I learned just by working with different musicians on my music, and then I took that knowledge away, and then
Did it yourself?
yeah, and now it's like, still, if there's some that I can't do myself, I'm definitely still gonna call like the musicians that I work
Yeah.
with, like whether it be my keyboard player, or like Diamond in the Dark, for example. That's me and my engineer that produced it, but we had a saxophone player
Doing
come in and play a part, and then my
Yeah,
bro
the funny-
is actually part of the production.
Yeah,
as well.
so funny story. I was just there like for like a recording session. They were doing it, and there was a part where they were using shakers, and he was trying to get like the shakers to like sound like
I couldn't get it. For
He
the
couldn't
life
get
of
it,
me.
and so he was like, I think I just grabbed him, and I was just like, And I
Find
just
the right rhythm.
I found like a
Yeah.
right rhythm with it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Can you do that again?" I was like, "That."
Hey,
He's
man,
like,
hidden
"You wanna do that in
talents.
the studio, in the booth?"
the
I was
booth,
like,
yeah.
I was like, "Me? Like, what the fuck?" Like, because I'm always like, "Yo, bro, that's your music. I don't want to like, like mess it up or anything." So he's like, "Nah." Like, he believed in me more than I believed in myself. I was like,
Yeah,
"All
that's-
right,
yeah, bro,
cool."
like,
So I went
truly
in, did a couple
inspiring.
takes with it, and he chopped it up and he put it, and he's like, "I'll give you credit on it." I was like, "Damn, good looks, bro." Like, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So,
Yeah, of course.
you know, of
That's
course,
like we
yeah,
got-
like I'm officially a part of the.
The
I've
universe.
got music chops
Production
now.
of the song, yeah.
I could play a song for a girl. I'm like, that's me, bitch.
That's me in the back of the shakers.
Like, you hear that?
That's like a similar way of like how like they like not they but Lou started rapping. You know, he
Yeah.
was making the beats, and then once in a while he would like throw a bar in there to help us. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then once after doing it ever so often, he was started making his own music, and
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
our really good friend JRGretzky, he's not like a rapper or anything, but
He also does
you know,
photography.
sometimes like if we're making a song and he's like, "Oh, I could do something on this," he'll literally like we'll get him on the song.
Yeah, we'll be like, yeah, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Encourage him to go through. That's really like
Yeah.
someone pushing you to do something that you don't think you might,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, be 100% confident
that's
in.
what we make
That's what the
CSG
best
about.
Boom, it is
And just
lot
like
you're in.
and just like being in music, just those like those spontaneous. I don't know, just hop on a song.
Yeah.
Those
Deadass,
spontaneous moments, those could be like the parts of the song that kind of help the
Yeah.
vibe of it,
Get a
the
burst of
essence
musical
it, or
knowledge.
the
Yeah.
memorable thing of it.
It's almost like it's backed by the context behind it. Like you might not be able to hear it. Like, I mean, like a listener might not be able to know what happened in that song,
Yeah.
but like, it's a memorable thing that
Yeah.
happened, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
you
It's
know
part
what
of
I'm saying?
the
Like,
production
part
of
of
the
it.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
every
makes it-
every piece counts.
100%.
threads of memory in there. That's what I like about
100%.
music.
hmm
What, what's your overall goal with the music?
I want to influence people and just inspire people. Like, I've been doing it for a while now, and I'm still doing it. At the end of the day, like, this is who I am. Like, I make music. Like, I can't even. I think I make music better than I actually speak. Like, for real. Like I really do. Like, it's my language. So I want to inspire people and influence people, whether they're from New York, whether they're from California, to just believe in yourself as an artist and as a person, because at the very end of the day, as an artist, your belief is what's going to keep you where you are or take you to the next level. It just depends on how you look at yourself and your confidence and just your message.
What are your overall life goals outside of the music?
That's a very good question. I'll still influence and inspire. With whatever music. I'll still say music just because that's bigger than the actual music. Like, that's the base level. If you can do what you say that you can do and deliver on it, or just stay with your word and be genuine, be pure with your intentions with other people, and that's how I try to live. That's part of my morals and principles. If I can inspire people that way, I would be, I would be happy. And just having something that's
Hell yeah.
bigger than my name at the end of the day. Like, I do it. I do it for influence and to inspire, but I want to have something that's bigger than the artist Jonny Parks. That's going to be here forever. Like, whether it be a school, a music school, or something just bigger than the
Legacy.
base level of making
Legacy.
music. A legacy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
That's what I want at the end of the day.
Nice. How can the people find you guys? Social media or any type of contact?
Well, you can find me on IG, Jonny, JONNY _Parks, PARKS, Jonny _Parks, Facebook, Jonny Parks Music, YouTube, Jonny Parks, TikTok, Jonny _Parks. We also have a DJ duo page. We are Dos Sparks.
DJ
That's
Dos
our
Sparks.
DJ name, DJ Dos Sparks. You can find us on IG,
How you spell that?
DJ_DOSSPARKS.
Yep.
Right.
Let me double
That's
check.
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's right.
You wanna get the
Let me
right
double
information.
check.
Yeah, you gotta
And
get the
then
right
me,
information.
I'm on IG. You can find me Dos Stackos, DOSSTACKOS. So I'm mainly on IG, so I'm not everywhere. But, yeah, I think I'm on TikTok too, but I don't use that shit.
I think.
Yeah.
You want to take that?
I think I am.
You can find him. You can find him somewhere on IG.
And you guys got anything coming up that you want the people to tune into?
Yes, sir. January 3rd, we're going to be at Brooklyn Music Kitchen, 10 p.m. Live band. I'm going to be a part of it for the first time, so excited about that. It's very, very special set we're going to do.
Very
pop
memorable.
out.
Yeah.
Tickets $10, so, that's less than an eighth. So I know y'all got the money. So pop out, show love,
No, but
bring your baby
facts.
moms, bring everybody.
Facts, though. Facts, and it's just a good vibe. We're gonna provide good vibes and a good time.
And first show of the year.
First show of the
Start your
year.
year off right.
It's the first thing you could do outside the crib after January 1st.
The first Friday of the year.
Pull up. The first Friday of the year.
That's
Ain't no
true.
excuses.
Special day.
It's gonna be warm apparently.
Not going on that day.
What do you guys mean? What else is going on that day?
Nah, I don't even want to get into that.
Let's get into it. Plug your shit, bro. What's going on?
Hey, man. We got Cash Star Fest, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. You know what I'm saying? But,
Also in Brooklyn.
Also in Brooklyn. Shout out
If
Brooklyn.
you can,
Showing a lot of
make a
love to
clone
the-
of yourself and pull up to both
Yeah,
shows.
pull
what I
up
be
both
telling
shows.
Y'all should have did it together.
Pull up there.
That's
and
true.
then-
That's what we were just,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, talking about, hey
Hey,
Cash
coming
Star
soon.
Fest.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe
Too.
that, 2025 we'll work on
That's what I'm
something
saying.
fun.
2025 is
Yeah.
everyone's
2025
year,
is a good year. You know what I'm saying? 2024 was, basically the year of the independent artists, or like, the culmination that,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
I
that a lot
Now
of
this is the rise of it.
I agree.
yeah, this is like,
I agree. I say now, like where I like put it on a thread or whatever, some shit. But I was like, we're in a time now where we get to see if independent artists are in it for the love of art or for the love of
The
music
fame.
or just artists in general, whether you're a visual artist, music artist. Now we're in a time where we get to see that because there's no music industry. All that is ripped apart.
yeah.
So
all that is
now
corporate.
it's
All
like-
that is like almost untouchable. Really, it's
Right.
just like
It's
It's
been
really
reduced
really-
to ground zero.
Right, and now
Artists.
we do, like artists, independent artists, we got to ask ourselves, what's the end goal? There's no big
no
there's
label
no
to
big
s- no,
ticket.
like label to sign.
Yeah,
to that
what's
gives you
your end
ride.
goal? Are you in it for the love? Are you in it for the popcorn? Quick self validation. Are you in it to grow and use the music to mature you as a person, and then put that right back into your art and just keep growing with it? We're in a time right now to see that.
Yeah.
So,
And it's going to be also an indication of how much, support artists are actually getting, because you can have 1,200 likes on IG and all these numbers, but if you can't get 5 people to come to your show, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter,
Exactly.
and support means a lot.
yeah.
So
And
real
even
shit.
with saying that too, it's like it depends on your patience level. Like, if you're not satisfied with grinding out for however many years, because you can have the quick popcorn, shit, but that could go away the following year, and it's
Yeah.
up to you. It's
Happens to a lot
all
of
about
people.
your resilience at the end of the day.
and to go back, it took DMX 15 years to get signed.
Mhm.
True.
So
And he lived like 3 different lives before he got signed.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like legit.
So it's like a marathon,
hmm
and it just
Is
weeds
it?
out.
Mhm.
People
marathon
keep-
never
people
ends.
keep
Shout out
quitting.
Never
Nipsey.
ends. Yeah, shout out Nip.
But
Well, let's get some last words in. Run it down the line. Started from Chris. Just any last words, any last advice, whatever you want to say.
Last
Putting me
words.
on the spot. Hey,
you know
but
what to
nah,
say.
I appreciate
You know what
y'all
to say.
showing up. I always show love to everyone who's trying to, grow out there, inspire, do everything you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Everything is, at the moment, we got to keep on working. We got to keep on grinding. 2025 is going to be a year full of grinding. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
really.
work,
Yeah.
hard working.
For the year of the independent artists again.
Mhm.
Again.
The rise.
Yeah, run it back.
Yeah. All I gotta really say is, like y'all inspire us. You know what I'm saying, to keep
Appreciate
going.
it, man.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm, You know,
Yeah, of course. And that kind of thing is like, I'm glad that, people are just going out there and just doing shows. Like that's really, like if you're an artist out there, chase that. You know what I'm saying? Chase
that feeling.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm tired of this internet shit. Let's get people to listen to music in real life. You feel me?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the
Chase
best
that
part about it.
feeling.
Yeah.
I like that.
Some final. I'm honored to be here as always. Good vibes. I'm glad that we're in it together in this like this artist collective experience where it's like almost an uphill battle, but it's for the love of the craft. I'm glad to see that you guys also share that same message and feeling. CSG Fest, January 3rd. I'm sorry.
And their show too.
Yeah, their show. Yeah, that's true.
Do you
Both
guys know
either.
how far it is from each other? Because it's both Brooklyn, right? It's
Yeah,
both
bro.
Brooklyn.
We
How
got
far
Brooklyn.
each
Yeah,
other
might be
is?
able to walk.
You might be able to pop into
That's
both.
what I'm saying.
Walk
Pop
right
into
in.
both.
Yeah.
Is
You
it
can
close?
see- It should
might-
be.
yeah, it
But
should be
I
close.
know y'all show
It's on
goes
3rd Ave.
It
Yeah.
goes on longer though,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
a good thing.
We headlining, so we're
Um,
later. We're the latest.
so that's a good
performers.
thing.
I don't want
Both.
to.
I don't want to overshadow nothing. You know?
Their show is about to be
Make y'all-
crazy.
Give it up. You know,
It
it
will,
depends
it
on
will.
the audience too.
Popping
man.
into both
Exactly.
would be great.
It's different vibes.
It's like 2 NBA games on the same night.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you might need 2
That's a
screens.
fact.
You might.
The
Live
Lakers and the
stream.
Nets playing on the same night.
We have like the New York,
That's a
New York portal in one of them to go into the
Yeah,
other one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that wormhole.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, like, January 3rd, pull up. And other than that, I would say, for artists, like, stick to your craft. Just love what you do. One hand washes the other, and obstacles are optical illusions. So,
My man.
Yeah.
Great.
I want to say, well, first and foremost, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Franjez and Cash Star Genesis. Y'all are grinding.
You too, bro.
Yeah. I went up to y'all at the joint that we were at in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Shout
yo,
out
keep
KJ.
doing y'all thing because y'all are collective, and that's respectable. At the end of the day,
Power numbers.
Yeah, I want to say just keep inspiring, and keep moving with intention, and be genuine, and be you, be authentically you. Keep inspiring, and have a good heart. 2025.
Yeah, bro. Make it your year.
Yeah.
2025.
Real shit.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the great conversation. Thank you, everybody that joined.
Hey man, glad to be
Thank
here.
you, everybody at home, for watching. Peace
Happy
and
New
love.
Year's, you know what I'm saying?
Love.